Yes. So last class we have seen that, okay, class creation and interface and abstract class, we have seen that, and also we have seen detail about that. What is a class? Is it or not? What is a class? What class contains? Okay, class contains properties and behaviors of type concrete behaviors. How do we access the class properties and behaviors? Through class object creation. So how do we create an object? Where do we create? We create a class object inside the main method in creating object for the class. New first class R is an object storing into one reference variable is of type first class type. With using the class reference variable, I'm accessing that all the properties behaviors, what are all I define inside the class. Inside the class, the properties behaviors, whatever I define, I was accessing with that class reference variable. Is it or not? Yes. Now we'll talk about interface. We'll talk about interface. So interface, in interface, it contains properties and behaviors. So int x equal to some 100 properties and behaviors in the sense public void with the dot. So this is called concrete behaviors, right? So where a class contains concrete behaviors, but interface doesn't contains concrete behaviors. Concrete behavior means the behavior which is having some body is called concrete behavior. So here I have given public void withdraw as a method, as given a body open close curly brackets, right friends? That body is not encouraged, okay, inside the interfaces. Interfaces contains the behaviors of type abstract behaviors, 100% abstract behaviors. Abstract behaviors in the sense the behavior don't have any body, just ends with a semicolon in the end of this method. Just only the method prototype will be there. That's called abstract methods. So we are getting error means if you mouse over on that, we can see the error message. Abstract methods do not specify a body. So there we can see some quick fixes are available. Among that we can take chance the third one as a remove method body, which is nothing but this is an abstract method. Method prototype. Method name ends with semicolon is called abstract methods. Like this we can have many abstract methods in our interface. So how can I access interface properties and behaviors? As you know that to create an object for the interface. Earlier we created object for the classes, that way we have access. You might say that we have to create an object for the interface. Where do we create? In a main method, main control space. Main method comes inside. Let's try to create object for interface. Will it be allowing? Let's check. New RBIR. This is an object for the interface. Storing into one reference variable I is of type RBI type. RBI type. So is it allowing to create an object for interfaces? No. See, once I mouse over on that, it was saying can't instantiate the type RBI. So why it is not able to create an object for interface? Means inside the interface there are 100% abstract methods only encouraged, which don't have any body. If there is no body for these methods, what is the use of creating an object and accessing them? That's why syntactically for interfaces we cannot directly create an object. Indirectly we can. How can means? First of all, we have to implement the unimplemented methods of interface in some child classes. In that child class object creation we can access, or creating child class object storing into the interface reference variable, that way also we can access. First of all, interface abstract methods must get implemented in some other child classes. Okay, na? In some child classes we can access, through that only we can access. Directly we cannot create an object for the interfaces. Let's comment that. So for that, I was creating one class new, right click on package, new class. So I was creating one class called ICI. In this class, I was going to be implement. How I am implementing in this ICI class? Just by using the implements keyword. Implements is a keyword. So every keyword should be in a lowercase. Okay, na? Even package is a keyword, public is a keyword, class is a keyword, void is a keyword, static. Everything is a lowercase, right? Pink color, right? Yes. Just implements. IMP control space. Don't stress to typing a complete word, friends. In every word, 3 characters enough, and give control space. Automatically comes. Okay. What I need to implement in ICSE? Interface RBA. Control space. Then child class caught an error saying that the type ICSA must to implement the inherited abstract methods of RBA. Do you want to implement in ICSA? Yes, I want to implement in ICSA. What I will do? Just click on add and implemented methods. See, here we are implementing. See some. Um, um, So who has implemented these methods? ICICI has implemented these methods. Who can access these methods? ICICI only. How can I access? While creating object of ICICI. So in main method. So new storing into one variable of type ICICI class type. With this ICICI reference variable, I can access deposit from ICICI. I dot with the class we have given implementation. With that class object creation, with that class reference only we can access. Or another way, once you implemented the interface abstract methods in the classes, these implementing methods can be accessed in interface also. Okay, na? How to implement this? In which class you given implementation in ICICI. Create object for ICICI and store into where one variable and RBA type like this. I dot deposit. So this concept is called polymorphism. One to many. One interface abstract methods can be implemented in multiple classes. See friends, we have so many banks are there. ICICI, Kotak, Mahindra, HDFC. Every bank, if you want to draw the money, we can see the service called withdrawal only. If you want to deposit any money, deposit only service names we can see in every bank, no doubt at all. But the implementation logic for withdrawal or deposit bank to bank will be there. Of course, end of the day, withdrawal is giving the money only. Deposit means always to deposit only. But the logic will be vary bank to bank. Implementation will be vary. So the same RBI is the Reserve Bank of India is a topmost banks for every banks. Every child banks has to be follow the guidelines of the RBI and they will do the process. That's why RBI having abstract methods. These abstract methods can implement in ICICI class, can implement in HDFC class, will implement at Kotak Mahindra with their own implementations. Either in that implementing class object we can access or through interface we can. How means creating the implementing class object, storing into the this interface. Okay, now? So deposit is coming from RBI type. This reference variable left side type. What is that? RBI. Deposit is taking that. I dot withdraw is taking off RBI type. In compilation type, this deposit withdrawal are taking off type RBI methods. But runtime, this with deposit withdrawal are going to be execute the implementing class objects. So here, run this program. See friends, deposit withdrawal is executing of implementing class methods. In which class you implemented, that methods are executed. It's called polymorphism. One to many. One interface reference can hold multiple implementation class objects. If tomorrow I implement this RBA abstract methods in HDFC, then what I will do? I will create object of HDFC, new HDFC, store into this interface reference. One to many. One interface reference is holding multiple implementation class objects. Is everyone clear or not? Indirectly we can create object for interface. Directly we cannot. How indirectly means? First, the interface abstract methods must get implemented in child class. Then child class object we can create inside the interface and store it to the interface reference variable. With that we can access. Is everyone clear? What friends? Okay.
Clear.
Yeah. Next is the abstract class. So friends, you know, everyone class contains properties and behaviors of type concrete behaviors. Interface contains properties and behaviors of type abstract behaviors. And what abstract class contains? See, abstract class, the symbol we having a character, which represent this is an abstract class. It contains properties and behaviors. What kind of behaviors? Both concrete and abstract, both behaviors are presented. See, properties and behaviors, both behaviors behavior and abstract. Yeah, Myanmar. And next is the abstract behavior. So abstract is public void some movements. So here we are getting the error. So where in the interface abstract method we given like this only, but the same abstract method given inside the abstract class. So we can see that getting an error. Where this method required a body instead of semicolon. Do we require any body? No, I'm saying this is abstract method. Abstract method will not have any body. Error itself is misguiding me. Then take the quick fixes. Add a body. I should not. Next, change abstract class to abstract. Just click on it. So stating that when inside the abstract class abstract methods to declare, explicitly you must give the abstract keyword to make this method as an abstract method. Where in the interface abstract methods implicitly here it is having abstract keyword. See here. Even if you give or not give also, that is an abstract method. For interface abstract methods, implicitly it is having the abstract keyword. Where in the abstract class abstract methods to declare, explicitly you must give the abstract keyword. Otherwise we get the error. Okay now? Now abstract class describes, it contains properties and behaviors of type concrete behaviors and abstract behaviors. Now how can we access these properties and behaviors of abstract class? Can we create an object? Let's try it. Let's try it. New, store into one reference variable of the first abstract class. Is it allowing? No. What is saying the error? Cannot instantiate the type first abstract. We cannot create object because why? Inside the abstract class, we having unimplemented methods. There is no meaning of creating object and trying to access them. So syntactically, the abstract class directly we cannot create an object. Directly we can. I will show you how earlier for interface we did the similar way. We have to implement the unimplemented methods of the first abstract class. What are the unimplemented methods in the first abstract class? Must to implement in some other child class. Then with the child class object we can access. Or child class object creating in a first class object also we can do that. But directly we cannot create an object. Okay. Let's try to create one child class. Right click, new class. I'm giving like child class. In this class, I'm going to be implement the abstract class and implemented methods. So what is the syntax to implement? Friends, for interface abstract methods to implement in child class, we use a keyword called implements. But abstract class abstract methods implementing in a child class, the keyword we use as an extends. Okay now? When implementing the abstract class and implemented methods into the child class, we use the extends. Where extends turns inheritance. Okay now? The same error codes like how we implement the interfaces, how we implement the interfaces inside the classes, how we got the error. A similar way, when I was extending the abstract class to the child class, it is caught the error, stating that the type child class must implement the inherited abstract methods from first abstract. We want to implement this child class. What are all the unimplemented methods? Yes. What methods are going to be implemented here? M2, because M2 is unimplemented. That is going to be implemented. M2 in now who will access them? So chain class in this class, okay? I'm creating object chain class, storing into a reference of type chain class. Object dot. So now here extends is terms to the inheritance, which can access the child class properties behaviors as well parent properties behaviors. Friends, in our human life cycle, inherently parent properties are generally belongs to the child. So child can access his own properties and he can access parent properties, etc. Understanding a similar way extends terms to the inheritance keyword. So where we can access the current child class implemented methods as M2 and superclass. Who is superclass for child class? First abstract. In that M1, all will get access here. M1 from extended superclass first abstract. M1 is accessing, and M2, of course, declared in the first abstract, but implementation given in child class. Getting it? Both we can access. M1 concrete from first abstract. I am M2 overridden in child class. Is everyone clear? The same object we can also create in the abstract class also. So how means new child class object I was creating. Okay, storing into one reference and storing after abstract class. See here M1, M2 both are showing as from first abstract because the reference left side is what type of first abstract class type. So in compilation time M1, M2 are taking, but any of the abstract class methods are being override means yes, M2 is getting override in a child class. So M2 is going to compilation time M2 is taking off time first abstract class. And runtime is executing the child class M2 method. But M1 compilation time runtime M1 is all in the first abstract. Benefits here. Is everyone clear? If you want to override the first abstract class concrete methods, yes, you can override in child class as well. See, your parent is having 100 years old building. Inherently, it was given to the child. Child can use as it is, or he can remodify and he can use that. Now here in this case, M1 I am reusing as it is. If I'm not liking that, so I can take chance to override that. I am M1 overdone in child class. Here I will not get parent M1. Here M1 overdone in child class, M2 in child class. Even if I run from here, what we get? Because M1, M2 being in a first abstract, even though this first abstract class M1, M2 are being overridden in a child class. So child class overridden M1, M2 are going to be executed. Understanding, friends? Is everyone clear?
How we can access that variable x in the child class?
Yes, we can access with the reference only. So here, obj dot. We can see here.
Okay.
The class. Got it, sir?
Yeah, got it.
Everything, whatever inside that, everything can access with the reference only. Okay. Generally, data is being directly we will not use any data. Anyhow, the data will be used in these methods only, right? If you want, you can access with reference. Any methods contain some operations. In that operations, we needed data. Methods. So that is what class, interface, and abstract is. Now, let's talk about access, non-access modifiers. Let's talk about access, non-access modifiers. We have modifiers, two types are there, friends. Access modifiers and non-access modifiers. We have two types like this are there. Access modifiers and non-access modifiers. We have two types like this are there. Okay, na? Non-access modifiers are there. So this access modifiers means wherever I need to access my class, variables and methods, we'll call as an access modifiers. Non-access modifiers means the quite opposite. Where to restrict my access? Where to restrict my access? Nothing but non-access modifiers. We have two modifiers, access, non-access. Again, this access modifiers we having four types. In access modifiers we having four types: public, protected, default, private. We having four access modifiers are there. And coming to non-access modifiers, we having 8 non-access modifiers are there. Final, abstract, strict FP, static, native, synchronized, transient, volatile. These are the 8 non-access modifiers are there in Java, and these are the 4 access modifiers are there in Java. Friends, all these access, non-access modifiers are will be given for classes, variables, and methods. Okay. If you want to define a class, how would you define class? Class name. Class. Inside the class, we define a properties. Int x equal to some 100 like this. And behavior we give void some m1 like this we give. So for this class, firstly we give as the access modifier. As we know, public we are giving for every class by default access modifier. Next we give non-access modifiers. Even for variables also we give firstly as access, non-access modifiers, which means this variable, this method, this class to where to access, where not to access to represents, we're giving access, non-access modifiers for classes, variables, and methods. But friends, not all the 4, but not all the 8 non-access will be given for the classes, variables, and methods. Very few only given for the class, very few only given for the variables, very few for methods. Let's see what are the few for the classes, few for the methods, and few for the variables. Okay, class level supported access modifiers, what we'll see that. Class level supported non-access modifiers, I will show you. And next, method level supported access modifiers. Level supported. Variable supported access modifiers. So out of these 4 access modifiers, how many access modifiers supported to the class? Means only 2 access modifiers are supported, which is nothing but public. These are only out of the 4 access, these 2 access modifiers only will supported to the class. And coming to the method level supported access modifiers, among the 4, all access modifiers are supported for methods. We can give public method, we can give protected method, default method, private. Friends, default access modifier means I'm given an angular bracket, which to represent. If you're not giving any axis modifier to the methods here, you're not giving any axis modifier. Let me show you. See friends, I'm not giving any axis modifier, just class name. This is called default class. To show you a representation, I was giving default in the angular brackets. Don't feel I need to give like this. So meaning to say that nothing to give. That's what I've given angular bracket as a default. So this we can call as a default class. This can be called default class. No axis modifier. Understanding? Yes. Giving something means so public like this, giving like this, public class like this. Okay. Yes. And coming to the variable level supported axis modifiers are among the all four axis modifiers supported for variables. Even for variables, all four axis we can methods all four, but class only two, which is nothing but public and default axis modifiers. And coming to the non-axis modifiers, support to the class. Among the 8 non-axis modifiers, only 3 non-axis modifiers are applicable to the classes, which is nothing but final, abstract. Only these 3 non-axis modifiers among the 8 are supported for class non-axis modifiers. And coming to the method supported non-axis modifiers, except transient and volatile, remaining 6 non-axis modifiers are supported for method non-axis modifiers. Except transient volatile, remaining 6 are applicable to the method as a non-axis modifiers. We'll see the natures. Just I am showing you what are the supported axis, non-axis scope I was telling you. I was not talking about where to access, when to access, where to restrict. The scopes we are not talking as of today. Okay. Coming to the supported non-axis modifiers to the variables, among the 8, only 4 are applicable. What are the 4? Final, static, transient, volatile. These are the 4 non-axis modifiers supported for the variables. These are the 6 non-axis modifiers supported for the methods. These are the 3 non-axis modifiers supported for the class. For your understanding, I was pinging you in a chat box. Please save it in your notepads. I'm bringing this notes in the chat box, friends. Please copy paste in your local notepads for your reference. Please do it. Is everyone done? What, friends? Please save in your notepads. Okay. Now we have seen that yes, we have so many axis modifiers, so many non-axis modifiers are there, and these are given for classes, variables, and for methods prefix as axis, non-axis modifiers. What are supported means here given the information: class level, method level, variable level. What are the axis, non-axis are supported? Okay. Yes. Now we'll see the nature. What if I do public for the class, public access modifier to the class? Then where I can access my classes? We'll see that. Okay. Yeah. Now, yes, I will create one class, friends. Right click on a package, new class. I'm creating class A. In this class A, I was defining one method. Friends, first I'm going with the default class, friends. Default class means I won't give any access modifier. Then that class treat as a default class. You know, for every class, the default access modifier is a public access modifier. If I remove that means it becomes as a default class. Okay. Inside the default class A, I'm having one method public some m1. How to access this means creating object for class A, storing into one reference of type A class. Okay, A dot M1. Okay, then like, let me create one more class. Let me create one more class. New class B. In this B class, I want to define a method named as M2. I am M2 in a class B. I am doing class B. How to access this M2 while creating object for the B class. B.M2. Okay, fine. One more class I was creating, friends, as C class, which is in a different package. To show you difference, how the default classes, public classes are accessed, to show you, I'm taking three classes. A, B classes are in a car loans package, whereas C class I was creating in different package. Okay, na? Then I will start showing the difference for default class and public class. Yeah. Class C. How to access this assembly? By creating the object for this class. Now, friends, in Java, there is one concept, inheritance concept is there. Okay, one class behaviors can access into the another class. Even your human life cycle also, parent having some empty lands and having some buildings that inherently will be given to the children. Yes, now A class M1 method, if I want to make a reuse in a B class means what to do? I must extend. You must use the keyword called extends. Which class I want to extend to the B? A class. Friends, is it allowed to extend or not? Yes. A, B are in the same package classes. It is trying to extend. When same A class, I want to inherit to the C class, which is in a different package. See, A is in a car loan package. C class is in a home loan package. So going to the C class, I was trying to extend the A class, which is in different package. Friends, it is getting the error. When I was extending the A class to the B, no error. When I was extending A to the C class, getting an error. Here the difference, firstly you have to notice A, B, R belongs to the same package R loans, where A, C belongs to the different package. When same package you are trying to extend means no issue in getting that. When a different package we are extending, there is issue. We have to import the package. A is coming from where? A is coming to extend into C class. It's coming from where? We have to say that. See, even when we are traveling from one country to other country, there we have to show your passport. Have to show there we have some immigration. Where are you coming from? Where you are going? How many days you are staying? What project you're working? All these things we have to give the information in a similar way. When we are crossing the border, traveling from one country to other country, how immigration process happens, giving the references. Okay, the same way between the package classes trying to extend, we have to say the reference. A class, I don't know. Where are you coming from? Please tell me. He's asking. Getting it? See your friends. But where in a B class, when I was extending A, not required. So in your local city, we are traveling in the flights, not required all this immigration process. The same example to make you understand. Okay, now? Yes. See here, when different packages, it is saying that A cannot be resolved. Why? Why? See friends, we cannot resolve because why? A class is a default class. Even to import the package, I am A coming from A. I'm A class coming from the A class. I'm A class coming some so and so package to say the reference also. It is not, because why? The class A is a default. Default classes can inherit only within the package classes only, not outside the package. Understanding? Default class, not giving any access modifier which treats as a default class. Default classes can inherit only within the package classes. ABR and within package, it can extend. But outside the package, we cannot extend. What is saying that? I don't know. I don't have, even from your country also, I don't have any information you are coming here. I don't know who are you. You are a terrorist, you are a Maoist, they'll ban you. Getting? Yes. You can't. So if you want the access outside the package also, if you want to inherit the class in outside the package also, then you make class as a public. A class we make as a public. Public means what? Across in the project, anywhere in the package, you can inherit. Okay, in the same package class, B is extending A, there is no change at all. But different the package, still we are getting the error. Now mouse over. Now we got some difference. Earlier we can see only these two options to create a class. But now it is saying class I can recognize. I got information from your country you are coming. Yes. From where, which country you are coming? I'm coming from this car loans package country. Yes, click on that to import this. Understood, friends? Public classes can inherit any of the package class. Any of the package classes I can inherit public classes. Whereas default class can inherit only within the package classes, only we can inherit. Friends, is everyone clear about that? This accessibility of classes, public and default, to where we can access. Is everyone clear? What, friends?
Clear.
Yeah.
So default classes can inherit only within the package classes, not the outside the package. If you want outside also to access means, then make the class as a public that can be accessed within the package, and outside the package class also we can inherit. Okay. Now let's talk about class level non-access modifiers. We have three non-access modifiers supported: final, abstract, and strict FP. Friends, tell me, what is the general meaning of final? What is the general meaning of final? Come on, friends. Come on. What is the general meaning of final? General meaning.
Cannot change.
Cannot change, right? Cannot change. So, friends, so if I give the final non-access modifier, what happens? Let's see. So, to the class A, after giving access modifier, next we give non-access modifier. Is it okay? Here, I'm giving final. So, when I was giving final non-access modifier to the class, this final class A is not allowed to inherit either of the package classes. See, friends, within the same package class, it's not allowed to inherit, which restricts to inherit. The type B cannot subclass the final class A. So, final classes cannot be get inherited. Understanding? See, even outside package class also we get the same, which restricts to inherit. When giving the final as non-access modifiers, which restricts to inherit. I don't want to entertain to inherit to the either of the packages. The simple give the class as non-access modifier final. That's it. It's clear. If I remove this final, then it will allow us to inherit. See, the same package class it is inheriting. In outside package class also it is allowed to inherit. I don't want means inherit means give the final class. Next, coming to the abstract. Everyone know that. So friends, once if I give the abstract, is that what, right, friends? Access modifier public, non-access giving as an abstract keyword. Then this class becomes as an abstract class. When the class is abstract class, can we create an object for abstract classes? What, friends? Can we create object for abstract classes directly?
No.
No, right? That's what saying that. What is saying that? Cannot instantiate, which restricts to create an object. For abstract classes, we cannot directly create an object because why? See, when there is an abstract class, it contains concrete behaviors and abstract behaviors. You might be defined or not defined, doesn't matter. When there is a class is abstract class, we cannot instantiate the objects. When inside the class there is an abstract method, make sure class must be abstract class. Okay, now? See, suppose abstract class is there means there is no mandate to be abstract methods. Okay, now? When there is an abstract methods here, abstract. Right. So when there is an abstract method, see, I'm getting error here. No, I'm getting error on the class because my class also must be as an abstract. The type here must be as abstract class to define abstract methods. When there is an abstract method, make sure class must be abstract class. When there is class is abstract class means where we cannot instantiate the object. Understanding, friends? Huh? Which restricts to create object for the abstract classes. Okay? Understanding? Next. Strict FP. In strict FP, see friends, for everything I have given the notes, I will share with that, friends. Don't worry. So where is that? Java. For Java. Every point I covered in the notes. Okay. So public class. What is the accessibility of public class? It can access from every package. It can access from every package. Default class means where it can access. It can access from only within a package classes. Huh? Final class means what? Final classes cannot be inherited, which restricts to inherit. You have seen that or not? And next, abstract class. We cannot instantiate, which means we cannot create object for abstract classes. Is it or not? Everything clearly I've given the information. We're coming to strict FP. In strict FP, FP stands for floating point. Floating point. So friends, suppose we are having a class. Inside the class, we have so many concrete behaviors with having some floating operations. Think some concrete behaviors contain some floating operations. If that functions are executed in various platforms like Windows platform, Linux platform, and Mac platform to platform, that function output is varying in decimal points, like 10.1 in Mac, 10.2 in a Linux, 10.3 in a Windows. Like this, I'm getting some point differentiation. 10 is coming common. The precision value, the decimal value is coming vary from platform to platform. To get the standard results across the platforms, then to the class, you give as a strict FP as a non-access modifier. So under the strict FP class, any of the functions contain the floating operations. If that floating functions are being executed in many platforms, every platform gives the standard results like 10.1, 10.1, 10.1, all the platforms. If a class declared as a strict FP, then all the floating point calculations in the method of that class has to follow the standards so that we can get the platform independent results. Understood, friends? Is everyone clear? Class level supported access, non-access modifiers. Is everyone clear?
Yeah.
Did everyone copy this in a notepad? I have already shared in a chat box. Once again, I was bringing in chat box. If anybody missed out, please copy paste once again. Tomorrow, we'll be continuing with pending with the method level access, non-access, variable level access, non-access. We'll be seeing the tomorrow session. Friends, okay, na? So yesterday I didn't take the class. For that I was compensating. this Sunday I am taking the class, friends. Due to there is a power cut yesterday in my home, so I was not taking the class. So this Sunday I was compensating this class on Sunday. Please plan accordingly. Okay, now. So friends, we'll meet tomorrow, same timing with continuation of this axis, non-axis modules. Okay, friends. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.